Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Let me just make sure I'm in the right place. Hold on. There we go. All right, it looks like we are good. Greetings from the Northeast. We had quite the blizzard yesterday. It actually started Sunday and went into yesterday. We here in Yarmouth, South Yarmouth, Cape Cod, we were actually, Nate and I particularly, were among the very lucky few because I think over 225,000 people are out without power. And I think our year-round population is around 250. So most of Cape Cod has no power. We lost it for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops yesterday. It glitched here and there throughout the day, but thankfully that was it. So we were able to do all the things. Unfortunately, a lot of my friends here nearby were not so lucky, but it's beautiful here today. Actually, it looks gorgeous because it's nice bright white snow and beautiful sunshine. So it's all starting to melt, thankfully, and they are saying we're supposed to get some warm weather after some more rain and gunk in the next couple of days. But overall, we were very fortunate and we're all safe and warm and all the things. Like I said, we were the very lucky few that we didn't lose power. My sister and brother, both, they live in Bourne and Wareham, they both lost power. Nate's brother and Dennis lost power. His parents and Dennis lost power. So we were among the very rare that did not. And we actually didn't get as much snow as everybody else either. I mean, we still got a good 15 inches or so, I would say. But my sister-in-law just texted me this morning and said that in Wareham they had about 33 inches. So, boy, thankfully my husband is fabulous and he already snowblowed our whole driveway and our neighbor's driveway, who they're really great people, but they're not of the health to be shoveling, right? So, I only had to clear off the truck. He cleared off my car and then shoveled or used the snowblower, but he cleared all the driveways. So for me, it hasn't been this bad. Last time I actually helped shovel everything because the snowblower died, but we had that fixed, so that's good. So we are all good. It was a lot of snow. I know, it was crazy. So, yeah, it's beautiful outside, right? So I wouldn't mind going for a walk either. I'm just crazy. I don't know. We live on like busy roads and there is a little conservation area in the back, but I'm like, there's so much snow and my dog likes to yank on me. So I feel like I will face plant. So I'm not sure we'll do a walk today, maybe later this week. But yeah, we were gonna go shovel some space in the back for the dog to actually go to the bathroom, the poor thing. So, yeah, it's been a fun and interesting couple of days, but it was great crafting weather. So, I thought today we would stamp, because I'm channeling sunshine, you guys. We're gonna stamp with some beach and shell stuff. How's that, right? All right, so let me flip this around and we'll get started. So these are actually I think these are both in the mini catalog that came out in January. Let me grab it. So they're both featured in here, but they're kind of, I think they're towards the back. Well, so here's the shell collecting stamp set, which of course I had to have because I love me some shells. And then I think the other one, which I'm going to kind of pair together, is part of this Beach Time Suite. So it has the paper and the stickers and the cardstock and then this cute little stamp set, which is great for scrapbooking too because it's got some kind of scrapbooking and some sort of card making sentiments too. So I thought we would channel some sunshine today. And then I also will share with you some pages from the Coordinating Scrapbook Workshop Kit. So these are really great too. If you guys do a lot of sunny weather vacation or you live somewhere really sunny and tropical, this kit will be a good mix for you. So I actually am going to show you, this is not new. I may have showed it to you before. I don't remember. But I'm going to show you how you can make some really quick and simple cards using, I don't know what it's called. I'm calling it quartered stamping. So we're going to actually use this 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and we're going to turn it into 4 cards with a similar design. So your grid paper can actually come in really handy here if you don't want to eyeball it. I'm actually kind of eyeballing it, sort of. All right, so I actually picked a color combination, and I'm not sure if I'll need all of these colors, but I wanted something kind of beachy. So we did peach pie, crumb cake, flirty flamingo, and pool party. I don't remember picking flirty flamingo. I think it might have been in the wrong spot. I was actually looking for calypso coral, but I couldn't find it because I have no idea. It's not in my class. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to actually do a test. So I still have all of my Stampin' Write markers. I don't know if I want flirty flamingo, or I was looking for petal pink, but apparently it was in the wrong spot. But let's see, this combo might actually work. So I like to actually take my markers. I'm going to color on my grid paper. Yeah, the shell one is really, really cute. So I'm just going to I got this tip actually from my niece. She does a lot of bullet journaling. And so she'll kind of put the colors all together, like just color with the markers, because she's using markers for all things, and just see what they look like together. So that one's kind of dark. Like, I'm thinking this peach pie might be a little too bright for this color palette. I like those colors together. I really want something a little softer. Maybe, what if we do soft seafoam? Might be too light. Yeah, I don't like that one either. I kind of want a peachy tone. This is why, well, let's see. Maybe petal pink would be good, I think. Although I don't know where that one is too. They've got to be in the same spot, to be honest. Because I don't know where they are. So we can't really use that one anyway. Let's just stick with them. I think that's going to be a little bold. So what I'll do is I will use that as a, is that the right one? No, that's Timid Tiger. Do I not have a peach pie marker? So yeah, I don't, here, I've got peach pie here, I think. Nope. Peach pie is here. Okay, so maybe it won't be. Oh yeah, so that's yeah, that's more in time. I think we're good. Okay, I had the wrong marker. I don't know why all my things are out of order today. All right, goodness gracious. Anyway, sometimes I just go by the look of them together with the ink pads, and I think that'll be a really good color combo for shells. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna first show you how these work, because these are actually, hang on a second, these are actually reversible stamps. So let me show you what they can do. Let me pick which ones I'm going to do. I've got 4 colors, so I need 4 things. And I might go in, how does my, oh, I don't have a basic beige. I might add basic beige too. It's like a lighter crumb cake, because I have a thought of something I want to add. So I think I want to use this as part of my design, and you'll see why. It's just going to fill in the spots. So we're going to pull that one out. If I can find it. There it is. So I'm going to pull this off. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1. Let's grab a little block for that. Okay, and then we need kind of a mid-sized block for that one. We'll just use the bigger one. So we got that. And then what else do I want to use? I want to use the starfish, I think. And maybe this one. And do I want the circle or do I want this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1 more. I think we'll go with actually the big one, because we want something that's going to take up some space too. So I think we'll do that. And then maybe I'll switch from this one to the circle, because I think that will fill in space better. And you'll see what I mean in a second. All right. So let's pick up some of these. This will work with this one. And then this one, I'm going to need a bigger block. Okay. So let me first show you on this scrap piece what the reversibles do. So I think that's what these are called. Yeah. Yeah, reversibles. So you'll see on here, they show you like a solid and a detail, but there's only one set of each, right? The reason why is because sometimes you're going to want to put your stamp on the block the incorrect way, so to say. Oh, I couldn't remember why I went over here. I wanted to grab, you want to have something to clean with handy. So let's see what colors are going to be what. I think this really bright color I might use for this because it's going to be the most, actually no it's not now. The Flirty Flamingo is, I think, going to be the most bold. So actually I'm going to use that for this one. And then I'll use this for that one. We'll do that and that, that and that, and this and that. This might be a lot. We'll see. But I want to show you this first. So I put this one on so that the detail is actually on the back side and the flat side is here. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually ink up the flat side of your stamp. And I like to stamp off for that and then stamp. So it's just kind of the outline of the image, right? And then you're going to clean that off very well. Probably should use your chamois or a Stampin' Scrub or something like that, but this is what I've got handy right now. So we're gonna just use some baby wipes. So I took that off, okay? Now, because the other thing too, sometimes that can make that less sticky, so just keep that in mind. Now I'm gonna transfer this. Oh, wait a minute. I think there's a opposite one. There is two of these ones that have direction. So I'm going to put that back, right? And then we're going to grab the other one. Because if I tried to stamp this way, it's going to be backwards. See that? So when they're not symmetrical and they're kind of offset, we're going to switch to the other one now. So I wouldn't have actually had to clean that. And then I can just stamp right over. And see, it gives you that like two-tone effect without actually being really a real two-step stamp, if that makes sense. So that's that. And then like if you were doing this one, right, let's just do something. Maybe I'll use these in a minute. That's this one. If I was using this one, right, so we would flip this over, put this down first. And because this image is symmetrical, I don't need another one. I can just stamp this, right? Clean it. I'm just going to stamp it here to dry that off a little bit. Flip it back over. And now because it's symmetrical, I can use the same stamp to do that. So really kind of a fun technique, right? All right. I'm going to save these because perhaps we'll use these as accents on these cards. But let me show you the technique that I'm doing today. So I do have a lot of colors. So we're going to take this 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. And we're going to stamp along this line and along that line. Okay. So let's just, I'm going to start with the biggest image first. And I'm just, in this case, just doing the details. I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to add in any of the backside. I may, we'll see how the design comes out. But I'm going to just start stamping some of these large images in different directions, just because you want a little bit of variety. And I'm going to just start to sort of stamp them along these like quarter lines. And I intentionally started with the largest image first because then we can use those smaller images to fill in any holes, right? And we may or may not use all of them. We'll see. Okay, so there's step one. Now I'm going to take my next largest one, which is this one, and we're going to start stamping that one. Again, just kind of filling in the holes. So I'm just gonna, I don't care that they're overlapping. We're gonna just sort of add some of these in. And I may go back and add some more too, we'll see. But let's just go once with each color. Then we'll do, hopefully these colors all look good when we're done. Probably should have tested them all, but. All right, so now I'm going to do this little starfish guy. And I'm just filling in some holes here. You can do as many or as few as you want. And again, we can kind of fill it in again in a minute. But let's just get the first set down. Okay. I'm going to use some of this. Some of that. See, this is really bright. I'm going to kind of keep it light on this one because it's kind of not the same color tone that I wanted with the rest. So let's just call it there. That should give me a little pop of that. All right, so now I got this last one here, and these are just little guys. So we're just gonna sort of sprinkle these in all over the place. They can go in lots of places because they're little. So we're just adding a bunch of this here, there, and everywhere, right? Let's go there. Oh, I don't have any up here. Let's go up here. And I do feel like I'm going to need something else in this corner. I'm going to actually use this, I think, because I don't want that really bright peach. So I'm going to put one there. Let's do one there. One here. And you're going to see in a minute, like those are close, but you won't actually see all of those when we're done. So I'm using that one as kind of my major neutral in here. All right. I think that's good. So now we've got this piece of paper that has all these stamped images, right? So, and I can probably fix this more if I want to, but now I'm going to cut this into 4 by 5 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 1/4. We're going to cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/4 or 4 1/4, sorry, by 5 1/2, just because that's perfectly in quarters. And I may end up, so I'm going to do 4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so now you can see I've got these little mats here that I can now fill in. Come on. So these will now become the bases for my cards. And I can actually, I'm going to trim this down a little bit because I want them to be mats. So I'm going to just, now that I've got them quartered, I'm going to do 4 by 5 1/4 panels. Like that. And I'm taking it off on the side that's kind of blank, the most blank sides, right? So we're going to do that side and this side. And you could cut it that way initially, but I just find for me it's easier because then I make sure I don't cut any of the good stuff off. So, and you could leave them full size too. I just like to have a little border around my images. All right, and let's do one more. We've got 4. No power, Julie, I'm sorry. Yeah, we were very, very fortunate. We did not lose power at all, which I am very, very grateful for. I thought for sure we'd have it all day and then we'd lose it at night. Because then, like, it's hard to do anything at night when it's dark out because you can't really see anything, right? Let me grab a card base. I've got, I want to do crumb cake. Yeah, let's do crumb cake. And we can probably do different colors too. Let's do a crumb cake one and we'll put one together with white too. All right, so I'm going to cut these in half to make my card bases. Standard card bases, because I cut those at 5 1/4 by 4 1/2, right? So let's do standard card bases for these. So this is a great technique to do some really quick and easy cards, right? I gotta remember what I'm doing while I'm talking because I almost scored that in the wrong place. All right, so I cut these at 5.5 by 8.5, scoring at 4 1/4. All right, and then 4 1/4 and 4 1/4. Okay, so now we have these, and I'm gonna just, whoops, just knocked over my glue. I'm gonna just bone fold these to get a nice crisp fold on that. Okay. And I think the trick with these is actually to add more than you think you should. Because as you can see, like, this one's not bad, but like this one, I could have filled in a little more, right? But I think, like, actually, let's do this one, because I feel like what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to layer this on here, right? Make sure I had it the right direction. But now I still have these guys, remember? So let's fussy cut these and make this kind of a stepped up fancy card. And then we can make the other ones a little bit less fancy, right? So the one bad thing about this shell set is it does not have dies that coordinate. So you do have to do some fussy cutting, but totally worth it. All right, so I'm going to just cut these shells, and I'm just keeping this pretty rounded. I'm not going to go too crazy and trying to get it scallopy looking. We're just going to go quick so you guys don't have to watch me cut too much. All right, so let's just do that. And there's that one. And then let's cut the other one. This one's easier because there's no wavy edge. All right. And we're gonna do this. And, oh, my eye is watering. I don't know why, but it's making it really hard to cut. Okay. We're almost there. Like I said, this is more of the fancy stepped up version of this card. Like if I was trying to just make some mass-produced card, something really quick and pretty, I would just leave them plain. And we'll do the other card kind of simple so you can see what I mean. But this one, let's just make it a little fancy. All right, so we've got this one and this, and I'm going to pop those up, I think. But I do feel like it needs a focal point here, right, to kind of just like, because there's so much of the same, I want to pop that off a little bit. So I think I'm going to take maybe either Basic Beige or Crumb Cake. Let's see what I got. I got a spare piece of Basic Beige over here, I think. So, oh, do I want to? Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm going to do a circle die cut. Let's do, oh, I got an idea too, because I just saw some vellum. And I know somebody just asked about vellum the other day. So let's cut this. If I can find my plates. I just ordered new plates because my plates are very well loved and need some replacing. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to grab my Stitch Shapes dies. Those are my favorites. Or no, I'm sorry. Stylish Shapes. I'm going way back. Stitch Shapes was the original one like this, and it was my favorite. All right, let me just see how big of a circle I need. I think this is too big. Yeah, that's too big. Let's go the next size down. We'll cut. And what size is that actually? Because I don't think I have a circle punch bigger than that. It's 2 1/2, 2 and 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 3/8. That's kind of too big as well for what I want to do. Yeah, we'll do this size. Actually, we'll cut both just in case. But I think I'm going to use the smaller one, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, so we're going to run this through. And you know, I always want to say roll that beautiful bean footage if you've been following me for any time. If you guys remember that commercial with the baked beans and it's the dog. Every time I do that, I always think of that. Roll that beautiful bean footage. All right. So, don't mind me. A little crazy sometimes. All right, so let's get this out of the way. And, ooh, and I just saw this. Maybe we'll use this. This is a fun font. This is the product of the month from last month, which I think is still available. I was going to use something from the beach one, but I kind of like this font. Anyway, distracted. So, like I said, I think I'm going to pop these up on here like this. But before I do that, I'm going to grab my 2 3/8 inch circle punch and a piece of vellum. So I wanted something that was a little bigger, and I suppose I could have done it the other way, and we'll see. Maybe I want to do it that way. But I'm thinking we could put this under here, just add a little bit of interest there. My other thought is we do this on here and maybe add, I need 2.5. Might be better the other way. Let's see. Where's my 2.5? Do I have a 2.5? I don't even know. I don't think I do. I have a 2. Oh wait, I do. I have 2 1/4. That will work. So let's do this. Punch out a little bit smaller. And now we could layer this on here. I might like this better. There we go. Then we'll do that. And then we'll do this. And that's just going to give a little separation. We're going to pop that up. I do want a little bit of twine, I think. I've got some crumb cake twine right here. Okay. So let's start to assemble this together. So vellum cardstock can be a little bit tricky to adhere. The best way to do it, and I don't know if I have any sponges nearby. I don't know where my sponges are. But the best way to adhere... Ooh, that's very... It's hot in here. It's very juicy in there. The best way to adhere glue, liquid glue, is to use like a sponge and blot it on. I'm going to just use this for right now. I don't have a sponge handy. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to blot it onto the vellum until it's clear. This liquid glue stays very tacky. And when it's all blotted out like this, it will dry clear. You could just put a little squirt or like a little thing of the regular adhesive, because it won't show anyway, because we're going to cover it with the shells. But this way it doesn't show at all. So even if I wasn't going to cover that, you wouldn't see the adhesive. So that's really the best way to adhere. I'm going to cover that so I don't have a mistake. To adhere vellum to anything. But, all right. Now let's put these on here. We're going to kind of kitty corner them. Where is my adhesive? Good question. How does somebody's desk get so, oh, here it is, so dirty so quickly? All right, I'm gonna tuck this one under here. Okay, and tuck this one. Actually, maybe I should have popped that up, but I'm not going to. So I'm gonna pop it on here. But let's add a little bit more differentiation from this. And we're gonna just wrap that twice. Okay. And I'm going to tie the bow kind of in the middle. Well, I'm going to tie it right here for now, and then I'm going to move it sort of to the middle, so it will be right next to our circle. All right. So then I'm going to kind of move it this way. And you'll notice I have not attached this yet because we also have to stamp still. And I am going to be brave, I think, and stamp directly on this. You can not, if you don't want to, just, you know, add it some other way. But I just feel like that will be the cutest way to do this. But it is a little riskier because we already stamped all of this, so we don't want to have to redo that, but it'll be okay. We can always fix it, right? There's, you know, always opportunities to embellish. Right, so we've got this here. Again, I'm not going to attach it yet. I'm just kind of placing, I want that over just a little bit more this way. So we have enough room for this guy. Okay, there we go. So let's pop this up. Yeah, the shells are super, super pretty. Name of the stamp set, Julie, is called Shell Collecting. It's really, really fun. So for any of us girls on the Cape, I think it's a must-have, right? There's a lot of techniques and things you can do with this. And actually, I should have brought I do have a sample card with this that a friend sent me, and I should have brought it over, but I forgot. All right, so let's attach this. Okay. And we're gonna put this here. Okay. Now, before I attach it to the card, I do want to do a sentiment, and I do think I was gonna use, I don't know, what do you guys think? I was gonna use the hello from this, although that might be a tight fit, but I was thinking maybe I would do hello. But I feel like this is just so much prettier and elegant, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. Like I said, this is the January product of the month, so you can get it for $5. I think it's still available. And I'm going to do thank you because I can always use thank you cards. So let's do that. And actually, I have a lot of thank you cards to catch up on. So maybe those of you that have ordered with me in the last few days, or this month, actually, I haven't done any of them from this month, maybe you'll get this in the mail. I don't have another block handy, so we'll just use this one. Now, the question is, what color do I'm going to use the crumb cake for the sentiment because it's the boldest brown and it's also the one that's the least present here. So let's do that. So we're going to just do, and actually I could even do like really espresso or something, but we'll just keep it so all the colors are the same. Woohoo! I love when I stamp correctly. All right, so we got that on here. Let's go ahead and attach that. Make sure I have the card the correct way. All right. This here. Okay. Perfect. This just is screaming for some wink of Stella, right? So we're going to just color some wink on here. And then you do want to be careful because the color will transfer from one to another. I think that's what actually happened right up here, if you saw that. I spread it out so you can't really tell, but I used this on something else before and I didn't clean it in between, and so kind of picked up some of that color. And then, the last but not least, of course, is some bling. Let me see what I got for bling. I feel like these might be pretty. These are actually on back order at the moment, or they were. But I think those are going to be really nice. All right, so let's use those. I don't know if I want to just do, there's a lot of color in here, so I could just do the white, because I would either do white or the green, but I think I'm going to do the white, because I want all the colors to be the same, and I don't have any green in there. All right, so this is our first card with this technique, okay? Let's do, I'm going to do one here, and then we'll just do a little one over there. Oh, I just did the wrong color. I just finished saying I wanted to keep the colors the same. Not that the green doesn't look good, because that basic beige color is actually like a green brown, so I feel like that works, but I wanted to use white. Ding dong. All right, let's try that again. White. If I can get this off. Come on. White, and one more. Come on, there we go. White. Okay, so that's beauteous. I like it. I like that a lot. So that's kind of more of the stepped up version, right? Now let's put together another one. We'll use the white here, and let's do this one's got kind of a little hole here, so I might fill that in maybe with the pink one, because I think there's no real big pink here, so I think I'm going to fill that in with the pink. And that is part of the cool part of this, is we can sort of adjust after they're cut too. So let's just add this in here. Right about there. It's going to fit in perfectly. All right, now let's pick a sentiment. I feel like the happy birthday would fit right in here really nicely. Or we could just do maybe sending love. Yeah, happy birthday's big, so that would kind of fill that space. But I kind of want it a little lower, I think. So I think I might do sending love, and then I can use it as a thank you card too. All right, so let's take that one. We will do that. So now you'll see like how quickly this can all come together. So if I just use the layers as they are, You just put this back so I don't lose it. Then, come on. Then it makes this card process really, really easy. So we're gonna just do sending love with, what did I do with the crumb cake? Oh, it's over here. With this, and I don't think I'm gonna use any twine this time around. We're gonna keep it super simple. You could maybe pop it a little bit more too by using like Flirty Flamingo cardstock or the Pool Party cardstock so that it has a little more color. Or maybe even layer it, right? So we could do like a small, let's do that actually. Let's do a really small layer of, what color did I use? Flirty Flamingo. All right, let's grab, so this piece here is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm gonna do 4 1/8 by 5 and 1 2 3/8. So really, really thin little border just to kind of pop it a little bit. I'm so bad at like not doing multi-layers, right? And now it's just gonna have that little bit of border, which I think will be pretty. You could add ribbon again. You know what I might do? It's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna just tape this down. And I'm going to put that there, like so. But maybe I'll just do a little floppy bow. Whoops. Maybe. Try that again. Not really a floppy bow, but a little, what do I call these? Air bows. Because you tie them in the air. All right, so I got this. We'll leave a little bit of trail. And then I can kind of pop that. And actually, it might have been better as a double. I don't know. I still don't love that either, actually. I feel like it might even be better just a little Wink of Stella on some shells. Let's try. Oh, why does that keep doing that? It's very juicy when I first use it. So let's just add some Wink of Stella to these. And I'm not really being careful, which I should be. Dog hair. I don't know how it gets on the table. She's not on my table. It's actually usually cat hair that's worse, but she's not allowed on our tables or anything either, but she still does it when she wants to. All right. We'll do that. And then of course we'll add some bling. Oops. And all right, let's see. Let's do, and I could have used, that's another thing you can do too. Like I could have used these as my color inspiration because these I think would be really pretty with like a beach theme too. All right, I still kind of feel like it needs something. I'm so bad. I did already tape this, but I didn't tape the bottom layer, so maybe we'll just do this. Let's just do one. And I'm going to tie it in a knot right here where that little bit of a hole is. And then I just can't leave things alone. But you can see where if you're less less particular than me, you could definitely keep this super simple and quick. I'm actually doing, I don't know why, but I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to give it a little more swirlies. Let's just do that. Oh, that's a little long. Okay. Trim this a little bit. Okay. There we go. I don't know why. Okay, there's that. And then we'll attach this to the card. And we'll call that good. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is. The other thing you can do, I don't know if I like that these little guys. I'm going to trim them down because I don't really like it. I don't know why I did it that way, but I did. I was going to just glue dot it on. Oh, and I was gonna actually pop dot that up and I didn't, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, there. So we got that one, right? So now I've got two. Very simple. The other thing you can do, right? So if you want them to all be a little different, so now we could take this one, right? And make it a vertical card, right? Instead of horizontal. So now we could kind of do something this way. And actually I do have on my desk somewhere, because I'm thinking maybe a little more substance would be good. So what if this time we do a little bit of basic beige ribbon. I'm almost running out of the other stuff anyway. Like this. And then like this. And we'll trim that down just a little knot. I wasn't planning on doing 3 cards for you, but this just popped in my head. So we might as well just do it. All right, so I'm gonna do that. And then I want to show you another trick. Where's my white paper? A friend of mine, Jamie, had this super fun trick for cutting your sentiments. I could do thank you again. I think actually I might do thank you so much. So let's do this. I want to show you this trick. So what she does is she takes the stamp itself, and I've told you how you can do a bubble around, like you stamp the image and then do the bubble and you can cut around that. How's this for a trick? Although it's not going to tamp this. I'm going to stamp right, I don't think, because it's going to be backwards. Oh, because I got to do it this way. All right, so we're going to just use the stamp as our outline. Okay, careful. So we're just drawing right around the stamp. I'm not doing a very good job, but you get the idea. I don't know why my hand's super shaky, but you get the idea. So you want to kind of keep it close in there. Like that, okay? And then, what did I just do with the block I had this on? Maybe it wasn't on the block. All right, pick that up. Oh, and you know what I think she does too is she stamps it first, but that's okay. You get the idea. So you do that, and then you can stamp this in that little spot. And now you can use that as your guide. So I'm going to fussy cut this just inside that line so you don't see it. I know all of you that do not like to fussy cut are like, oh, enough with the fussy cutting, but this is a good little trick, right? All right, so, and then we're gonna do this. I'm gonna cut that excess off because it's getting in my way. And I think, you know, the real trick with fussy cutting is making sure you move the paper, not the scissors. So you can see my scissors are kind of staying in the same spot. I'm just turning my paper. Oh, I don't know why my eyes are burning. At least one of them. It just keeps watering and I can't see out of it. Not great. There we go. I'm going to just round this off a little bit. These got a little pointed. All right. So now we can take this and I'm going to pop it up there, but I'm going to take, I think, a little piece of this since I have it. And this. And this guy. So I'm doing tone on tone for this. I don't really know that I wanted that die cut because I kind of want something a little, I do a lot of fussy cutting, so it makes it look easier than some people find it. I don't know that I'm going to actually want that fussy cut though now, but we'll see. I'm going to just trim this down. But I was thinking we could do thank you so much, like that or something. I just feel like now that we used that thicker ribbon, I'm not sure I want that fussy cut. I might, now that I did that, I'm going to actually do something else. But at least I taught you the trick. What did I do with the crumb cake again? How does stuff just disappear so quickly? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to use the hexagon punch, I think. Because I think that will be nice. Let me take this off so I can get this in here. I need a little more. I love this hexagon punch. I'm going to put it a little bit towards the top because we're going to put that thank you so much in there. It kind of went slightly to the left as well. So now we can kind of pop this up. Maybe. Definitely going to pop this because it's white on white, so we need a little separation. We could put a little bit more vellum in there. Let's do that. I'm going to just do a strip of vellum. This is about 2 1/4. So I'm going to do like a 3-inch little strip of the vellum. There we go. And then, I don't know, maybe like 3/4 of an inch wide-ish. Okay. Like that. And then, use my scissors. I'm going to just trim those on an angle. I'm going to move this over a little bit so we have room for it. Okay. And we'll put that there. And then we'll put this on top. Vellum doesn't add a whole lot, but it just kind of does a little pop here. I probably could do a little bigger piece, but it's fine. Let's just move this a little more so it's not as much in the way. Move that down a little. I'm going to actually attach the vellum to this because it'll be easier. Otherwise, it's kind of over the ribbon, so it's not going to stay put very well. It's going to move with the ribbon. This will keep it sturdy. And then I can just add some adhesive to this. I'm going to put extra adhesive because it is over the ribbon. So I want to make sure it stays in contact with the cardstock too. So we'll do that. Okay. And then we can use some dimensionals maybe. Thank you so much. Or I could do, yeah, I think there's going to be good. Kind of overlapping a little bit. I'm curious, hold on, what if we popped that up and this up? Now we're getting super fancy. I don't know. I don't know that I want that so much on this one because it's just kind of off-centered and I'm not loving it. So what we can do, this is kind of crooked too, is, where's our little, these guys? Let's stamp some these little guys here in the corner. All right, whoops, tape on there. And this definitely should be done before you put it on the card, but I like to live on the edge. Do I want, I'm gonna leave them both full strength here. Put it there. And up there. There we go. All right, let's call that good before I make a mess. So last but not least, of course, is some bling. So let's grab some more of that. And I'm gonna just do 1, 2, whoops, those are kind of close and far up there, but whatever. 3. They're too close together with all that space. There we go. All right, and then we'll just attach this and call it good. So you get the idea. So one little stamp session on that quartered piece of 8.5 by 11. And you can get 4 cards. I only did 3 of the 4, but you get the idea. I went above and beyond. I was supposed to keep them really, really simple. Should I really put the other one together simply instead of doing all the extra? Probably. Let's see. Let's do super simple on this one. I'm just going to do it. So I'm not going to do any layers. I'm going to just do some stamping, and I probably should have done that before I'm attaching, but it's all good. You get the idea. Let's do that. And we do need something that has a little space. So let's do the happy birthday. What did I do with the stamps? Oh, goodness. Stamps, stamps, stamps. Do you guys see the stamps? Why did I not put them back where they were supposed to go? And, oh, they're on the floor. Okay. I'm going to do the happy birthday because that will fill that space nicely. And then we'll be done. And I could add Wink of Stella to the other card too, which I did not do. Crumb cake. Oh, that's basic beige. Let's do this one. There we go. Happy birthday. Dun dun dun. Super simple. There's your simple, right? I'm still gonna add Wink of Stella. I can't. And we'll add some bling. But then we'll call it good. I promise. All right. So just a fun technique. I don't know if I ever shared that before, but it's kind of a interesting way to get some cards and to make some like themed cards too. Like if you want to do a gift set or something like that, this is a really great way to do it because they're all sort of same vibe but different designs. Come on. Whoops. There we go. All right, there they are, all 4. There you go. So I hope you guys liked that technique. And I do love these colors, and I'm super excited for the spring and some warmer weather and temperatures and colors and flowers and all the things. But for now, I'm just grateful that you guys joined me, and I hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you all next week. So have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.